Welcome to my channel, YouTube faithful. Take a seat, pop a Red Bull, grab a snack, and I'm going to give you two of my favorite plays that I think you should have in your contest tonight. Remember, you don't have to agree with what I say. This is just one man's opinion, and I can't believe I have to say it, but I should be saying it. It's all opinion, guys. There's no guarantees. With that in mind, yesterday, the core play, Shai Alexander. Listen, he sold. I got it. He cost me, he cost you. How's it taste? Doesn't feel good, doesn't taste good. So remember how that feels to lose, because then when you win, it feels that much sweeter. The point is this, he shot 6 for 21 and he only played 29 minutes because the Warriors gave up. It was a 3-point spread and it was a close game until the end of the third. The Warriors just fell apart. With that in mind, all these projections, everything that I talk about, it's as if they were playing 34 to 36 minutes, which is what my model projects. 29 minutes, it ain't it. It ain't gonna get it done. With that in mind, that quick recap, let's talk about today. What do we got? We got 10 game slate, and on this slate, only 2 of the games even look competitive. Can you believe it? One of them is the Atlanta Hawks game, hence the thumbnail, which is Trey Young. And the first play that I want to talk about is going to be Mr. Trey Young. Oh yeah, baby, 10 assists. They had him at 9.5, but this video is a little bit delayed. I had a lot of work to do, but check this out. I don't care about these last 5, but let's just look for floor and ceiling sake. 17, 11, 8, 11, 12. The man has a floor right now of 8, okay? 8 to 9, and he has a ceiling of 17, as we saw versus the Knicks. Now, you may be asking, Cap, is this one of your anchors? Is this one of your core plays? If it was still at 9.5, it would be, fam. But since they bumped it to 10, it's now a play that I like a lot. It would be color-coordinated green in my projection model, but now it's just a play that I like a lot. I would say if you can tease it on chalkboard or if you can get it on sleeper at 9.5, take it there, and it's a solid play. The 76ers are 18th in assists allowed, right around a little bit better than middle of the pack. That's not too much, but Trey Young has just been dishing it out, and the Vegas sportsbook odds have him going over 9.5 at roughly -125 to -130 across the board, hence the bump. But even with the bump, you still get that lovely dovely push equity. So Trey Young, you're going in there. Now, why do I want to talk about Trey Young? What's important about that? Because the next guy that I'm going to talk about gives you the optimal 1v1 bring back, and it's going to be none other than the big man himself, Joel Embiid. That's right, baby. I want it. I need it like I need air. His fantasy score, but guess what? They don't got it. So these are your two options right here. My model has this dude soaring over. It's a smash spot. It's a 1-point spread, I believe, if it hasn't changed, 1.5 to 2-point spread when I last looked at it, okay? I'm trying to target competitive games. I'm up to here with blowouts, buddy. I don't know about you, but the blowout system in the NBA needs to change because it ain't hitting, okay? It's about to switch over to under season, and I don't like taking unders in the NBA because that's not fun. I don't like rooting against people, but spoiler alert, I will be talking about an under that I'm going to have that I think you must be playing shortly. But let's talk about Joel Embiid. Like I said, I would like his fantasy score if it was posted because then I get that crispy block and steal equity, but we ain't got that. I'm trying to get this video out and give you what we got. So I like his points. Atlanta's going to be a pace up spot for him. His points with Vegas odds, I think it's around -105, basically a coin flip, but if you take the points rebounds, it's right around -120, so you know we're getting value. I like him. I have him projected to go over all these lines. His rebounds, I have him projected to go over by 1. I think I have him at 11, and his points, I think I have him all the way to 37. So I just went ahead and took the points rebounds because there isn't a fantasy score up for him yet, but Mr. Joel Embiid has been dominating. Just look at his last 10, his last 20. He's been on another level this year. The team has been shaken up, as Vince McMahon would say, and he's on the court and he's there to produce. Now, Joel Embiid is one of those guys that can show up and literally just do nothing, okay? He's the guy that will go on the court and score 10 to 15 points in a quarter and then ghost you the rest of the 3 quarters, okay? Or we get the dreaded blowout and he's first to sit. Today, it ain't happening. We're fading all that, and we got to collect the W after Shai's sell job yesterday. Am I right? Am I right? Preach it, brothers. You got to speak this stuff into existence. So this is the optimal 1v1 from that game, in my humble opinion, when they put Clint Capella, okay? When they put Clint Capella first first half fantasy score, which, see, as you can see, they don't have it yet. You can take Clint Capella first half fantasy. The man's been a wagon. And what do we do with wagons? We hitch them up to our rides and we ride along, baby, until we're forced off. All right, so speaking of first half, the next guy, I love this guy. No pause, none of that. The guy is Domantas Sabonis, 24.5 first half fantasy. Check this out, okay? You want to talk about a wagon? Bruh. 42 fantasy points and a half he got for me the other night. I had his full game and he soared, but look at the first half. 42, 28, 39, 29, and a crispy 12 on November 6th. What happened? He didn't show up. But the point is, this game gets me excited. It's a moneymaker game. If it happens to stay close, everybody's going to soar on both sides of the ball. But the fact is this, the Kings, they've been coming out. They've been beam lighting. They've been playing D. They've been blowing people out. They just scored too many points and the other teams can't catch up, especially someone like the Spurs. My Lord in heaven, the Spurs? It feels like the Spurs have been tanking for decades. But the fact still remains. You can take Domantas Sabonis first half fantasy, or if you don't want to mess around with the first half fantasy, because I think he hits his full game fantasy just as much, if not more often than the first half, to be 100% truthful with you. You can go over here to that 47 and take more, or you could even flirt and dabble with his PRA, because buddy, let me tell you, he'll hit both of these in a blink. That's just what he's done. He's been crushing. And when someone's been crushing, we want to get it, because this fantasy score at 47, it should be 50. Straight up. It should be 50. And it will probably be there if he continues at this pace. So we want to buy low and we want to sell high. So Sabonis, you're it today. And here's the deal. If you don't want to touch Sabonis, which I don't know why you wouldn't, pause, you can go over to D Fox, because D Fox, buddy, he's always in play. Points, 46 fantasy. Again, model has him soaring over that by at least a point and a half. But the point is this, Fox is more scoring dependent on like actual points, okay? And he's going to get turnovers. So Sabonis, I think, has an easier path to get there tonight, but Fox is 100% in play, folks. Fox is also a wagon. Don't kid yourself, okay? Again, if this game doesn't stay close, it's going to be brutal. But that's why I'm telling you, if you don't think it's going to stay close, you target the first half. First half Sabonis, first half Fox, either or, dealer's choice. Pick your poison, buddy. So let me break out this handy dandy notepad right quick. Bang! There it is. And what do I got? I got Aaron Gordon, the wagon himself, 1.02 fantasy points with a 19% usage rate. Almost forgot about you, Aaron Gordon. Okay? They bumped his PRA from 26.5 to 27. It's on my Dub Club Discord list already at 26.5. I liked his points plus rebounds at 21.5. Then it moved to 22, and now it's all the way up to 22.5. PrizePicks, what are you doing? My YouTube guys, it's not even 1 o'clock Central, and they haven't got to see this yet, and you're bumping lines? My brothers in Christ at PrizePicks, you got to be a little bit more lenient. It's Flex Friday. Let my brothers live. I'm begging you. So, if you still want to take a shot, I recommend it. Or you can just go here, the line that hasn't been bumped because, you know, turnovers and whatnot. The fantasy score. More at 32. Buddy, oh my, it's solid. I like both of these. And what you really could do is go over here to Chalkboard. Oh yes, I'm plugging Chalkboard again. Look at this crispy slip. 20 to win 92. I got Aaron Gordon there at 21.5. I didn't even have to tease it. That was the set line. Got it. Bang. Then Domantas Sabonis. It was 39.5. We slid that baby down to 33.5 PRA. And then we got James Harden. This was his OG line. His OG line was 11.5. Then they bumped it up, and I took under on both because I'm crazy like that. Under at 12.5 assists plus rebounds. I get he's facing his former team and all that. Westbrook's coming off the bench. Could be the only fly in the ointment, but I'm still taking under. And then Azur Thomas. More 11.5 assists plus rebounds. Bang, I like it. This is a 4-pick, 20 to win 92. Get your fanny over to Chalkboard. The link is in the description. Use promo code CRUSH. Cash in on your 30-day free Discord trial and cash in on these awesome alternate lines as well as your 100% match deposit bonus. What are you doing? Let's go. So as you can see, Aaron Gordon, his line's different. It's all the way up to 22.5 here, but you could still take it. It's still in play, but just know you're eating the bumps. All right, so let's go back to that notepad and see what else we got. But first, I want to talk about this guy right here. Old Porter Jr., where you at, buddy? Talk about a bounce back game. He's due, fam. Look at this. Last game, 20 fantasy points. What is that? That's nothing. That's called a floor game. It's called an outlier game. But as you can see, he has a ceiling of 44. When November 4th, he got 44, 36, 35, 38, 20. Bounce back spot. You say, Cap, I don't want to eat the bumps. I don't want to target Aaron Gordon. I still want exposure to this Denver Pelican game. I think it's going to be a barn burner. You take yourself over to Michael Porter Jr. Take him, okay? Fantasy score, points, rebounds, whatever you choose, dealer's choice. Shake up the dice, roll it. Maybe it comes out Porter Jr. Maybe it comes out Aaron Gordon, or maybe, just maybe, it comes out Snake Eyes and you go with the GOAT, Nikola Jokic, 64 fantasy points. Yes, absolutely. He's always in play, fam. Always. It's an absurdly high number, but he's the only one that I can tell you at 64, it's in play. Always, okay? Jokic and Ingram 15 assist combo, in play. For those of you that are stuck in Alabama. His assist at 9, in play. Absolutely. If they have the double-double bonus on Sleeper, oh my, you take it. That's a wagon of wagons, okay? All season long wagon, bankroll builder. So now there's 2 more guys that I'm going to talk about. Well, I was only supposed to talk about 2, but I'm going off the rails today because I'm hyped full of Red Bull. I'm on it today. Scottie Barnes, 1.37 fantasy points per minute with a 25% usage rate, buddy. And look at that underneath. I almost buried the lead. We talked about him. 1.76 fantasy points per minute for Embiid. Are you kidding me? 1.76. I'm telling you, if the man plays 35 minutes, he's going over whatever his fantasy line is, okay? That's just how it is. But Scottie Barnes, they got him over here at 40.5. Now listen, he just played this matchup the other day and he sold. This is not a good matchup for Mr. Barnes. My model has him only going for 39, so technically I should be taking under. But I know Scottie Barnes is the new Michael Jordan and all that, and let's take a look at the everybody's favorite last 5, 50, 49, the floor game versus Boston at 27, 59, and 67. So why am I talking about Scottie Barnes if my model doesn't even like him? Well, because it's within the margin of error, 2 points, number 1, but number 2, because he's been cashing. So if you've been playing Scottie Barnes and he's been making you coin, you keep taking him until you're forced off the train, okay? If he made you money on November 15th and the 13th, ride him again. No pause. Take him, okay? He's Scottie Barnes. He's the next Michael Jordan. I'm kidding about that, but he has a lot of block and steal equity. He can get this fantasy score. He has an insanely high ceiling right now. I still think it's a little bit low to what it should be. I think his fantasy score line should be at 42. It's lower because of the matchup, so hopefully we're buying low and not high, but you can go ahead and put him in your player pool as a dart. Again, not a core play, but he's a dart. And the last guy I want to talk about is none other than from your Los Angeles Lakers, D'Angelo Russell. He might be getting traded soon, but let's talk about him. 26.5 PRA, more, I like it. If you want to take his points, that's probably my least favorite, but it's also in play, as well as his assist at 6.5. I'm probably going to take this on chalkboard and tease it down a little bit if they let me. What I really want is his fantasy score line, but again, it's not up yet because PrizePicks is dragging their feet like they're running through mud. It ain't happening, so we gotta wait. But if his fantasy score line is anywhere between 27 to 29, buddy, my brother in Christ, you take over, okay? Portland is nothing to worry about. He's averaging 1.8 fantasy points per minute with a 23% usage rate, and you also have the chance that LeBron or Davis could randomly sit. That happens all the time. So I like D'Angelo Russell. He's been a cash cow for me. I'm gonna continue to ride that train until I'm forced off. Folks, let me talk to you for a second. It's a 10-game slate. First step of your process needs to be looking at all the game totals, find the blowouts, find which ones that you think may be wrong, and go and target those. If you're really scared, you can always target first half. That's what it's there for. But remember, first half is so volatile. Anything can happen in the first half. Now, I want to talk about something real quick that's as far as policy and procedures. Listen, a lot of the young heads seem to think that every sports book does reboots. Folks, this is something that PrizePicks started almost a year ago, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, and they're the only book that has it ingrained into their policy for NBA and NFL, okay? No other sports book in the world does this. Sometimes they do it out of the courtesy of their heart, but they're not required to do this, and it's definitely not standard, okay? The reboot, people leaving in the first half, whether injury, ejection, and getting rebooted, that's a gift from PrizePicks, okay? I love that they do it, but I don't want you guys to get entitled and think that it's like if another website isn't doing it yet, like Chalkboard, that, oh, I'm not playing on that. That's insane, guys, okay? Next, injuries happen. Burrow, Andrews yesterday. Joe Burrow got injured, so did Mark Andrews. Otherwise, they both were going over, I'm telling you. But you know what? Gus the Bus, he came through for us, didn't he? Touchdown Gus, called my shot. Bang! Home run for Gus the Bus. It was always Gus the Bus. But injuries happen, folks, so be thankful that they do those reboots. Sleeper's starting to do reboots too, but until it becomes sportsbook wide, we can't really expect it. It's just a gift if it happens, but PrizePicks, it will always happen as long as they don't play the second half. It's in their policy written. And with that in mind, I want to talk about something. So yesterday, as you know, Shy was the core play. The over 5.5 assists was my original read the night before. So not Thursday night, but Wednesday night at like 1 or 2 in the morning, I had taken it on Sleeper, and then they put up his rebounds, and I pivoted over to the rebounds. But remember I said in the live streams, for those of you that are in the Discord, the rebound line moving down was kind of fishy. Something was weird. A phone call might have been made, if you will. I'm telling you. But all these other plays were either on the list or talked about, and I wanted to give this person a shout out. This is none other than the community's own D Pickles. Pickles, this is your shout out, buddy. He attended the live stream. He's been in the Discord for a while. He hits, he misses. Sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. Sometimes he tells me things are a lock and they're not. But at the end of the day, he's a loyal soldier. So Pickles, this is his 5 of 5 or 6 of 6. I think there's another leg that I missed. Wiggins, Bridges, Bam, Shy, and Tucker. I talked to him about the kickers on the live stream in my Discord. The kickers and punters are always in play on these primetime games, whether they're on the list or not, because sometimes they don't have the board out yet enough when we do these live streams, etc. They're always in play. So Pickles, I'm proud of you, buddy. You got the W. Congrats. You earned it, buddy. But the reason I show you guys this on YouTube is to tell you the power of these live streams that we do. I'm not going to be able to cover everything in a 10-minute recorded video or 20-minute, however long this video is. That's why if you do come to the live streams, you got to pay attention. People ask questions. People ask questions about projections, models, game theory. That's where we cover all of it, folks. That's where I can get my hands dirty, if you will, and give you guys the one-on-one and try to find the W's and create the bag. Now, some of you aren't convinced, and that's fine. So if you don't want to pay for it up front, just use my code on one of my partners and I give you the 30-day free trial. But for those of you that want to come in, you go to CaptainCrush.net, you get gold package. The silver doesn't have the Discord. That's just a playlist, a small playlist, but the gold has the Discord, which will give you access to the live streams, which is where we cook, literally. And all my partners, the links are in the descriptions, okay? So you use those, DM me on Twitter or comment in the thing, and I will contact you. Those of you, a lot of people have been cashing in. Now, one last play that I want to discuss. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Buddy, oh buddy. This is the nut matchup. As my friend and I would say, it's butter, okay? Paula Dean butter. 53.5 fantasy points for Giannis. If this game somehow stays close, that is the best play on the board. I'm telling you right now, my brother. I'm telling you. If it's a close game, it's probably not going to be a close game. That's the downside. It's soaring over. Now, if I can't sell you on the fantasy score because it's not going to be a close game, which it's probably not, you could throw your hat in the ring with the points. 30.5 right now. Giannis at 30.5 real points is sitting in my Flex Friday protected slip. I don't care if he hits. It's a free roll, a $20 free roll. Let's go. So if he sells, I don't care. I'm taking it. It's too good of a matchup for me to put down. And on the other side of that, Mark Williams, oh, they don't have a fantasy score of points or rebounds for Mark Williams, but when Mark Williams comes up, points are in play, rebounds are in play, bang, fantasy scores in play. And while I'm here, Giannis and Mark Williams rebounds combo, that just might be crispy enough to make the slip and list later for the part 2. Already released part 1, I might release part 2. And the very last thing that I'm gonna say, I teased it earlier, just like your prom date. James Harden, it was 11.5, then they bumped it up to 12.5. Now it's back to 12, and I'm still recommending you take less because Harden, not that guy anymore. He's just not that guy anymore, okay? The only thing that scares me is the fact that Westbrook announced that he's going to be coming off the bench or something like that was the tweet. I got to look into it more. If they had his straight assists on the board, take under 6.5 assists or 6 assists, wherever you can find it, if you don't want to eat this bump, okay? Again, I liked it under at 11.5. Now I like it a lot at 12.5 under, which I took on Chalkboard and PrizePicks, but now it's back to 12. I still like less, but if you want to fade that, go to his assist if you can find it. As you can see, PrizePicks took it off the board. That's usually a good sign. That means a lot of money's coming on it and they have to adjust. So with that, folks, I'm gonna wrap this baby up. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope maybe you had a laugh or two. I hope you maybe make some coin tonight. If you want to be in the cord, you remember where to go, captaincrush.net. The live stream will be at 3 or 4 Central today. We have around 60 to 100 every single day. I hope to see you guys there. And as always, here's the salute. Good luck, and buddy, let's crush.